Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I'd like to talk to you more about the law of attraction and a couple of terms that we use on this topic. Um, as I mentioned before, this is what I'll be sharing most of my videos about. The reason, first of all, why I do that is because I have realized throughout time that I have been quite a powerful manifester and creator myself, having been able to, create a couple of amazing things in my life effortlessly in terms of money in my bank account and beautiful environments to live in, the beautiful relationship, but also have lost all of that. So I found myself on both ends of the stick a couple of times in my life, having gone back and forth. And this got me really fascinated about the dynamic behind all of that. It started to raise questions for me like, how did I do that? How is this happening? How is it possible that this can happen? And, how can I turn things around when I'm on the other end of that stick? And yeah, so basically, it's what got me into this journey of studying the law of attraction. And on this journey, I've had some amazing insights. And it's become such a pleasure for me to study this, to talk about it, that's what I just enjoy doing. And if it brings any insights to you, then what better thing is there? Makes it even nicer and sweeter. So that's my motivation for doing all this, and that's also why I've basically dedicated my life to this, and that's what my coaching practice is all about. And yeah, so I am a practitioner of this myself, and any insights that I get along my way, I enjoy sharing it with you. And I don't believe that, anybody needs any fixing. I don't believe people need saving. I don't believe in any of that. I believe that we are all the same beings here. We all have the same power. We all have the same knowledge around us. It's just that sometimes we lose track or we lose sight of things. Happened to me many times, and sometimes it still does, where we get too stuck on a topic or a subject, and it takes us into a tunnel vision, and we forget to take a step back and then see the broader perspective of things again. That's usually what happens when we get a little bit stuck. So it's just a matter of taking that step back. And yeah, basically what I enjoy doing is just reminding you of, you're too focused on this, or you're perhaps too stuck on, that little subject. Just take that step back and, come back to the whole of everything. And so, yeah, just to clarify a few terms, when I speak of alignment, for example, okay, so the first thing to realize here would be to understand that we're not just a physical body. We have the non-physical aspect of us, which is a much larger part of our reality. We are just a tiny aspect of that non-physical world. And often, we get frustrated because we forget that. We operate from this tiny little vehicle called the body and think we have to all figure it out ourselves. We have to struggle, it's hard work, etc. We feel disconnected, things are not working the way we want. And it's because we forget that it's not just the physical body. We forget that there's such a huge, larger part of our existence, which is the non-physical world. And it's usually through adversity, that wake us up, that we start to realize that, oh, wait. There is so much more than just, the physical aspect of life. And when we start to tune into that non-physical world, and you can call it anything you like, you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it your inner being, your source, it doesn't matter, the Tao, there are so many words for it. The problem is often, and that's again where we get stuck, that we get hung up on the frame, you know, on the labels, on the modalities, you know, discussing which modality is better, or it doesn't matter, you know, forget all that. It's basically about what's in that, you know. It's the energy, it's that bigger field, and don't get too hung up on the labels that you use for that. It's because that takes you off track, you know. It's basically just understanding that you are more than that physical body, and that there's a whole spectrum out there that you are a part of, or that you are perhaps the physical expression of, you know. So yeah, so a big realization is that of understanding that you are much more than the physical body. And the alignment means, you know, lining up with that inner being, lining up with that source, you know, taking the time to pause and contemplate that source, taking the time to connect with that mainframe. You know, I've used the example of the cell phone earlier already. You know, what is a cell phone without cell phone connection or reception? You know, it's basically almost useless. So imagine you being that cell phone. You know, when you plug into that motherboard, that mainframe, that bigger source, you know, you have so much more backing you up. You know, you feel supported, you feel things are flowing, you have synchronicities. You know, it's a totally different experience, a totally different world where you come from. So when I talk about alignment, that's it, you know. And meditation, for example, is one of those tools that we can use, or prayer, or, you know, being in the flow while creating art, or whatever puts you in that state of alignment. You know, the alignment is just when you feel good, you know, when you feel happy, when time stands still, when you're in a state of bliss, you know. And that comes when we are just connected again with that non-physical world, you know, and taking our focus for a moment off of the physical world, and just, you know, contemplate the greatness of the spectrum and being a part of that. And how do you know whether you are in alignment or not? By the way that you feel. And that brings me to the word, you know, vibration. So, you know, vibration has everything to do with the way we feel. If I am feeling stressed out, if I'm in fear, if I'm worried all the time, I'm emanating a vibration that's basically saying to the universe, you know, I don't trust, I have no confidence, I'm afraid, you know, things are going to go bad, doom scenarios. And what does the universe do? That just basically shows you that, okay, yeah, then, you know, that's if that's what you emanate or believe, you know, that's going to be your experience. The universe has no judgment of anything. It's just a translation, you know, vibrationally, of what you're sending out. You know, like a bucket of water. You know, water can never in the bucket go up here and be low there in the same bucket. You know, water always seeks its own level. It's always going to be at the same level. So you cannot emanate a vibration of being in a place where you're surrounded by beautiful things, and, you know, happiness that comes with happiness and joy, that comes with the feelings of happiness and joy. And because of happiness and joy being emanated out there, that's what comes back also into your physical existence and your physical reality, your experience. It's not the same experience as being in the vibration or feeling space of anger, sadness, frustration, disappointment. You see what I'm getting at? So it's very important to understand. It's like having a radio station, and, you know, let's say everything is energy and everything vibrates at a certain level. You know, I mean, we have the solid material and the subtle material. They vibrate at different frequencies. You know, gas is very how do you say that, it's not very dense, so it vibrates at a very high vibration. You know, it's very subtle. Now, the physical things like a table, solid material, is very dense, and therefore it vibrates in a lower vibration. It's very solid. And so this gives you an idea of the science behind vibration. And it's the same with our thoughts and emotions. We have very dense, low vibration feelings, which are those feelings of anger that make you heavy. They make you feel like, yeah, heavy, hold you down, they bring you down. And you have emotions and feelings that are uplifting. The word even says it. It's like, going up. Yay. Happiness, bliss, joy. And one thing cannot be in the same place at the same time. Is like the radio station. When you want to listen to some hip hop music or Airbnb, you tune into you have the ether and the broadcast of these signals of sound, and you tune into the specific sound of your liking. Okay, so the country and music is going to be at a different frequency than the hip hop and the Airbnb. It's just a matter of tuning your tuner into the frequency of your liking. So if you like country music, you tune your focus, your attention into that frequency. If you like country music, or did I say Airbnb? Well, the other one, you tune your tuner or your focus into that, and that's what you're gonna hear. That's what you're gonna get, So wherever you're tuning your tuner, that's what you're gonna get more of, because that's what you're emanating. So there is a realization there of you being the one emanating. That is the first step in realization of creation in general, is to realize that there's not something being put onto you. No, it's coming from within. We all are born with the right of abundance. It's our birthright, and abundance is everywhere around us. It's basically more what's holding us or what's keeping us from that. Okay, so no matter where you're born or where you came from, if you're raised or come in a situation where you feel that you don't deserve it, where you're not good enough, where your belief system is holding you back, and you have a bunch of emotions that are holding you back, then you're not able to match up, line up with that vibration where you would like to be. You're not able to tune into that, which what you would like. And anyway, I hope that this is not becoming too scientific. I do want to keep it more simple. So perhaps it already sounds a little bit too complicated for a lot of people. I will do my best to keep it more in the cookie jar type of language. So this is really easy, accessible for everybody. What I do like to emphasize is that, there are several stages of awareness in this whole process of creation, of manifestation, of law of attraction. And the first stage of that is, to become aware that, things are just not happening to you. They're happening for you, and you have the power to choose. You have the power to create, to become aware of the fact that you are emanating something from within that is attracting that is putting your reality in existence, in a way, if you will. So it's a realization of, not being the victim. That's what I want to go to. Not being the victim of your circumstance. Okay, so we often come from, in the beginning, from a place of victimhood. Why is this happening to me? It's unfair, and blah, blah, blah. The first step in all of this is to realize that you're not a victim, because there's no power in that. And you do have that power. So once you realize this, you can shift things around. There's no power in being a victim, you know. But once you start to take the responsibility for what you're emanating from within, you can do something about it. You know, you can start shifting those emotions. You can start working on your belief system. And this already puts you in a different vibration. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but that's just the first step in becoming aware of, you know, you being the rock that sends out the ripples in the pond, you know. That's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message in my box, and I'm happy to explain more. Yeah, that's it. Much love. Mwah. Have a great day.
I keep a photograph in which we were in love, caught in your eyes, waiting for the sunrise.